What if I told you there's a secret final boss in Bloodborne that less than 8% of players have beaten? No, I'm not talking about the Moon Presence, the alternative final boss that I think most players have seen, or at least heard of. Interestingly enough, the boss I'm referring to has almost certainly been seen by all players, although not in a hostile scenario. This boss is Queen Yharnam of the Pthumerians herself. Queen Yharnam is shown as a mysterious, albeit important character as the story of Bloodborne unfolds. She is first seen after defeating Rom the vacuous spider standing on the Moonside Lake. Later, you encounter Queen Yharnam near the end of the game's main storyline in the Nightmare of Mensis, where she is seen standing helplessly outside the arena where you fight Murgo's wet nurse, who is seemingly protecting the infant Great One Murgo. But is that really the case? As the story goes, Queen Yharnam was chosen by the Great One Udin to bear his child. This entailed a blood contract where Queen Yharnam was gifted Great One blood in order to conceive Udin's child. The Pthumerians noticed the power and healing properties this blood granted Queen Yharnam and began taking her blood by force. As you can see during the beginning of the battle, she is handcuffed. Eventually, the Pthumerians succumb to their bloodlust, killing her and her unborn child Murgo in the process. The best explanation for their presence in the Nightmare of Mensis is that their consciousnesses are stuck in the nightmare, with Murgo's being held captive by the wet nurse. Upon killing the wet nurse, you receive the message "Nightmare slain," and if you return down the elevator, the queen bows to you before fading away, as if she is thanking you for freeing her and her unborn child from this unpleasant existence. So why have so few people encountered this boss so integral to the story of Bloodborne? Well, it is the most convoluted and inconvenient process in the entire game. First, you need to complete the Thumero Chalice dungeon, then the central Thumero Chalice dungeon, followed by the lower Thumero Chalice dungeon. You then need to head to the Nightmare Frontier and defeat Amygdala, who drops the Ailing Loran Chalice. You'll have to do the Ailing Loran Chalice dungeon just to find the ritual materials required to create the Defiled Chalice dungeon, and then you'll need to complete the lower Loran Chalice dungeon to find the materials required to create the Great Thumero Il Chalice dungeon, where you find Queen Yharnam in Layer 3. All of this adds up to fighting 22 extra bosses that are not required to beat the main storyline, along with gathering an absurd amount of ritual materials scattered throughout the main game and hidden within the Chalice dungeons themselves. But for those who do endeavor to conquer Queen Yharnam, you will encounter a unique boss that uses blood attacks and summons false apparitions of herself easily distinguished by their lack of pregnant stomachs. And when it's all said and done, you are rewarded with the Stone of Yharnam, which does absolutely nothing. If you like this video, please consider subscribing for more content like this. This took a lot of time to make and it would be greatly appreciated. Also, please let me know what you think in the comments below, or feel free to ask any questions that I will try to answer to the best of my ability. This is Jack from Classic Games. Thanks for watching.